All right, guys, we are back at the Long Beach Comic-Con. Long day. We've been doing this all day. Kurt, how are you feeling?
I am very tired right now.
Yeah, you've had a few drinks. You're resting up, man.
I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah, but it's been a great day, and we've got more to do. We've got Anna Cruz from. I know I messed it up. I'm sorry. Anna Cruz from the EI Makeup School. Anna, tell us what you do at the school.
So I'm a teacher at EI, School of Professional Makeup. We're based in Hollywood, and I specifically teach the class of theater, where we do a lot of, live performance type of makeup, all those kind of things, and body paint, which is what we're showing today at, Long Beach Comic Con. We have in the program we teach everything from beauty to special effects. So we touch the whole thing, TV, anything that you would like to do about makeup, you will get it there.
Okay, so full visual effects, film industry makeup,
yep.
And then basic beauty makeup,
high fashion, runways,
and
all
then
that.
Your specialty, when you say theater, live performance, you do your specialty is makeup for stage acting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like Cats.
Yeah, kind of like that, yes. Okay. I've done lots of, theater makeup in my life. All the teachers I work there are actual active makeup artists in the industry, which is the cool thing about it, because you learn from the people that is actually doing things, you know? Mm-hmm. And the good thing about it, too, is that the students realize when they go to school that it's not just what they taught. A lot of times they're like, oh, yeah, because, I saw the movie, but then you get there and you realize, oh, man, it's just not, sitting there and putting blush on, man, this is way harder. So and you also learn about, the fun and all the opportunities that you can get there.
It takes layers to look this good.
Yes, exactly.
lots of layers.
And I'm sure you guys have lots of tips and tricks that maybe you wouldn't get in a classroom if somebody actually didn't work in the performing arts, but because you do, maybe you say, oh, I use this for something other than what it's supposed to be for, because it helps with this or that. Or
you guys work with makeup that is under different lighting and stuff, so it's not just oh, this will help your shadow.
And we also get them a lot of the experiences that you get in life, because it's not like reading a book that now I know how to do mascara. Yes, but what happens if your model has half of the lashes because the other half she burned it all last night? Those type of things.
Like models do, crazy models.
You can't, there's things that you just learn in life, and it's good, to share with them, because then they're like, oh, man, I never thought of that, actually, Or I don't know, body painting, somebody that had a couple drinks the night before, is sweating alcohol, and then you're painting with alcohol, and you're like, man, this is not sticking on. I wonder why. So when somebody tells you in the classroom, this happened to me, and then you're like, I remember that time, that she told me, and then things. So I think it's also about the experience that you share with them.
So you're working in the industry as a makeup artist. Mm-hmm. What drove you to want to teach at EI Makeup?
To be really honest with you, it was like a battle for me personally, because I had a lot of teachers in the past, and then I was like, I had a lot of good teachers, and I had teachers that I was like, man, I wish I never become like you, because I could see that I knew more than they do. Right? So I was like, if I ever gonna teach something, I wanna, be conscious of myself that I can do better than you do, so I can actually, offer you something.
Okay.
I don't want you to ask me something and be like, oh, well, let me find out, and then
let me look that up for you. No, you want to have the experience.
Not cool. So I feel like I have a lot to share, and I really love sharing with them, especially when people that they really want to learn. I always tell them, you're gonna take from me as much as you want. If you want a lot, then I'm going to give you a lot. If you want to learn how to write a day, then that's what you're going to get.
So let's talk about, a lot of people are really interested in makeup and film makeup, special effects. We have a lot of people who follow some of our stuff just for special effects. What would you say to those people who are interested in those? Obviously go to EI Makeup School. But what would you say about people who share that passion for makeup and design?
Well, there's so many different types of people that love this, craft, and that they learn themselves. And even not this type of conventions, you see people making their own thing and putting on their own makeup, and it's really cool because they want to learn themselves. So I would say just like reach out to any of these places, like makeup school, so you can actually find yourself and find what you really want to do. Because I have a lot of students that are like, I love, movies, and I wish I can be on set all the time and like working with all these famous people. But then they realize that working on set is about sitting there for 12 hours, waiting until they actually need you. And you can't even like, I'm going to go take a nap, I'll be back. Because you have to be aware, because if the director calls, hey, touch-ups or last looks, and you're not there, well, you're never going to be there again. So, then they realize, like, oh, that's not my thing. I think my thing is more like high fashion, when I have to be on my toes all the time, and then that's it, it's over.
Okay.
So you need to get it, try it, and then find out if you like it.
Well, where did you start off? Like, how did you get into doing this kind of thing? Like, were you always into makeup as a kid, or painting, or what was your...
Well, yeah, most likely it was painting, since I remember, really. I love painting. Painting is like my thing. Like my soul is just happy when I do it. So, and then I went to so many artistic schools through my entire life. And then I realized when I was, what is after middle school?
High school?
High school.
High school. So in middle school, I started taking some of like fine art painting class. And I was like, you know what? I love this. I don't really need chemistry and all that stuff in my life,
Yeah,
and
biology, chemistry.
Hello.
I don't need
Wait,
any of that.
what? I'm a scientist. Get out of here.
I mean, I like it, but I was like, I don't need to go through that, when I can just be painting every day. So then my teacher was like, you're really good at this. Like, you should look up these schools. And so I'm from Mexico, by the way, Okay. So I went to a high school, which was really hard to get in, by the way. You have to go like a full test, and, it's kind of crazy. And there's just a few people that can get in there. So you get in there, and the very first year you have to go through all the artistic classes. So you have to do ballet physically and theoretically. You have to do folklore. You have to do painting. You have to do acting.
Wow.
You have to do music, everything. So they snap you with art. So
Yeah.
they're like, you got to learn all this if you really want to be a true artist, which really, it really helps you as a whole artist. So, and then, so then is when I realized, man, I love this, theater thing, because you're always moving, doing things. And
now you paint people.
Exactly.
Like you went from like, I love painting, but now I love painting people.
I think it's just that thing that keeps you in the edge, where because a fine artist is you and just your canvas, and that's it. You take your time, you do your thing, and you hope for somebody to buy it, right? But when you're doing theater, or when you're doing body paint, you're on the edge. You're like, man, I gotta finish, and this gotta look amazing in 5 minutes. I gotta do it. So I'm that type of person. I'm
It's kind of a rush.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And your canvas is there. You can talk to your canvas.
And it's alive, and sometimes needs to pee, or sometimes
And there's probably always some weird thing that comes up.
You have no idea.
You got some mole you got to cover up, or there's always, instead of just a canvas, there's always that extra.
Exactly. This one is alive, reads, is hungry sometimes, and faints on you sometimes. You're like, man, are you good?
They lock their knees. I imagine that happens a lot. Locking your knees has to be because so you for those who don't know, you guys are actually part of our social square, and you're right next door. And I'm watching everybody get painted, and we're gonna show those guys off in a bit. I'm watching them get painted, and the whole time I'm just like, don't lock your knees, don't lock your knees, because I did ROTC, and I fainted one time because I stood there long enough with my knees locked, and boom, I was gone. And these guys, the people you have, they're so patient, they're so professional, and I'm just watching them. I'm like, I couldn't do it. I'm too fidgety. I'm like, can I play a game? Can I do something? So the amount of patience that these people who are your canvases have to have, and you as an artist, you have to work and communicate with this person. Would you say that is a huge difference from other painting or other makeup, or what would you say?
It is a huge difference, because when you're doing beauty makeup, you're always working for a client, right? But your client wants to look pretty or in a certain way, and you're only dealing with this. So the problem is that when you're doing body paint, you're dealing with a whole body, from up to down and all around in every corner of the body, if you know what I'm saying. So, it's like...
I go ahead and tell you, if you're trying to make this pretty, you probably need to go body paint. Full.
Yeah. Well, for me, you might just have to throw it out and start over with me. But.
So what is the craziest body paint that you've ever done?
I think that the craziest body paint that I've ever done with the school, I have one myself, but with the school is one time that they just realized that they had to go to a convention, and we were pulling out. We prepared this months before, and they were like, "Hey, in 2 weeks we need to pull this out. What you got?" I'm like, and of course, right? I think of the easiest thing in the world, so I decided to do the Power Rangers. Why not to paint 5 models at the same time with that level of detail?
Yeah.
You know, the one from the movie.
Yeah.
And then to do the helmets and everything, man, that was intense.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nuts. And you guys did the recent movie version. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember seeing that.
Exactly.
See,
So we
you
were
made a mistake. You should have went the old school, so it's a little more
very classy,
just
very
solid.
One color.
Yeah.
5 colors max.
But again, that's me, always on the edge. I'm like, yes, we can do this.
Now, what's your craziest personal one? Because you alluded to 2 of them.
So there was this one time that you know how these artists are always like kind of crazy, you know, themselves.
Yeah.
So there's this photographer, and he contacts me, and he's like, hey, I want to do a body paint, but I want to kind of like all the rainbow, you know, the spectrum of the rainbow and my model's body. I'm like, okay, let's do that, you know. And then I get there, and this guy is huge, like it's super tall and super wide. He's super tough, and he wanted me to paint him like fully naked.
Wow.
All right.
So that was interesting, and I was like,
Sounds interesting for me. I mean,
right? I just did not expect.
And you
It
painted.
just sounds like a weekend for me in college, but
so
cool.
let's paint the picture here. Paint the picture. Good job, Jeromy. You had this big buff man, completely naked, and you painted him like a rainbow.
Fully. Yeah, every corner. And the thing is that, you know, you need to ask all these things because you need to be aware of what you're dealing with. So I'm asking the photographer, hey, what type of shoots you're doing, you know, if you're only doing this, so I'll cover what you need.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I need every corner. I'm like, and he's
That's
like,
a lot of makeup.
he's like, yeah, because he's going to be, you know, laying down, putting a leg up. I'm like, oh, okay, I get you now.
It was one of those.
It was one of those, yeah.
So this may be a private question, but what kind of charge do you do for something like that? You show up, and I'm sure you guys discussed a price beforehand, but then it was something bigger, and you know.
You're like,
yeah. What do you normally charge for something crazy like that?
Well, body paint is super expensive because the paint itself is expensive.
Okay.
A bottle like this size and these, like, you know, like, I don't know, 16 ounces kind of thing, it's almost $60.
Wow. So you can't just go to Home Depot, get your house paint, and slap
I
it on
wish
there.
so, but
What kind of paint do you use? That's a great lead-in.
we go back to the same question. When you're working, you have to be like, what do you need? What size is this person? You want it all around. You want from head to toe. Is this person going to be underwater? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? Because if your person is sweating, you can't use a lot of water base, right?
You've done body paint for people underwater?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
So you have to do alcohol base, you have to prep with powder, you have to do all kinds of things to get that thing going, you know? And the thing is that when you're there, they hire you to do the thing. So you have one problem, getting it perfect. So they don't care they don't care. You got to get it right.
How long does it take to paint an average person? I mean, everybody's different size. I'm 6'2".
Yeah, an average person, depends on the level of the detail that you're painting.
Okay.
You know, it's not like painting I mean, not to compare, but it's not like to paint a Picasso and to paint a freaking Mona Lisa, you know? Yeah. You're not going to take the same amount of time. So it really depends on the details that you're putting in. You can go, at least a decent body paint will go from 3 hours to up to 12 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
So you would say 12 hours is the longest day you've ever done, other
The
than Rainbow
longest I've
Man?
ever done, Rainbow Man. The longest one has been like 5-7 hours.
Okay.
So
around.
What's something you've never painted on a person, but you've always wanted? Is there like a certain art style, a certain character that you go, man, I always kind of want to do this, but I've never done it?
I would like something that I've never done is like a body paint that is part of a performance itself.
Okay,
And
like
that is
performance
dynamic.
art. Okay.
You know, like maybe something that you paint with water and somehow start raining on the scene or something and then melts down and, you know, have something underneath
Oh, yeah, that'd
maybe.
be very cool. Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. I've never done something like that, but I will. one
That'd
day.
be great for like a music video or
Yeah,
something. That'd be
exactly.
super cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you got into this for a love of painting and stuff like this. What you you talked about wanting to be a teacher because you wanted to be better than the teachers before you.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you prefer EI makeup or the school?
I think they really care about the student itself. So I said, right, I'm from Mexico. So in Mexico, we don't have special effects. When I just moved here to LA, I moved here 5 years ago.
Okay.
I didn't speak any English. It was really hard for me. And I went to a makeup school that I don't know if I should say, but anyways, I went to that school. And they did teach
Don't go
me-
to that school.
They were teaching, what they said, but I feel like they didn't care about you. Because,
Okay.
I told them before I got there, hey, guys, I need some help, translating some of my tests. Spanish is not like the weirdest language in
Yeah,
California.
especially in Southern California. A lot of people are.
And
Both.
I've been here 8 years and I've learned a good bit of Spanish.
See,
So
there
like
you
it's
go.
it's just here.
And
I
they-
haven't. I just usually talk louder and slower and hope. But yeah,
And they couldn't translate even one test for me. So I'm like, and these school, like, they're asking them all the time, do you need something? Can I help you with this? Hey, guys, we have this, fair something. You guys should go to this. And these kind of things, like the shows that we do, at least I try to make it as fair as possible. We send out, casting sheets.
Mhm.
So it's really about you wanting to do this and you showing yourself off and, like, sending me your pictures. And I just want to see that you want to do this. Really, you can suck. You can talk at it. That's fine. But if I see that you want to do this and you bring your damn brush and you're like, please just help me to trace this line. I'm gonna be there and help you. I really love when you want to do things.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that's pretty impressive. You come here probably barely knowing minimal English.
Yeah.
And what is it? 5 years you said?
Yeah.
And now you're doing pretty well for yourself. I mean,
Thank you.
you're painting people at a con. You're having fun.
Yeah.
So-
Lots of fun.
Very, very cool.
Let's talk about the shows that you guys do. How many conventions would you say you guys do a year, or shows?
Comic-Con or con-wise, we do like 3 or 4. We do almost all of the ones that are, in LA pretty much.
Okay.
And we do Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza, Scare LA, Midsummer Scream, all these shows. Right now, part of our team is also in LA County Fair right now.
Oh,
so
okay,
we're like
yeah.
all over the place. It's pretty crazy.
So you guys, we're gonna show off soon. My producer's wrangling. We're gonna show the what you guys did today off soon, but you guys are gonna be here tomorrow doing something different. Talk to me about that.
So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be doing body paint again, and we're gonna be doing Poison Ivy. That's it's sort of an original design that I did for Poison Ivy, not the classy one. And we're gonna do the Hulk too.
Okay.
hmm
We painted Kurt as the Hulk one time. It was
Oh
very fun.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
you could do a great Hulk. Yeah,
I can
I
do the
see
Hulk.
it.
So how do you guys go about getting like your models or your canvases? I'm gonna keep
so-
calling them that. I like that. That's,
Yeah, it's cool.
it
yeah.
sounds official and
So
artsy.
that's really like part of my job in this thing. Like I need to find a person that is reliable, that suits the character, that suits the weight, that suits, because for example, you're not gonna get any person for Captain America.
Yeah.
You need to have that little something.
You need somebody with like brown hair, kind of waved to the side, a beard, and just
at
throwing
lea-
out options.
Yeah, at least with the body shape size that we need, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna have
Little flag.
or like these like shorty guy is like no. So we need to kind of make them look like right,
Yeah,
like they're
look like the
cool.
character.
And also that they're fun people, they want to do things and stuff. One of my characters right now, she's hilarious. She watched the movie, she's in characters so bad.
yeah,
It's
she's,
like, oh my.
she's so much fun.
So that's part of the thing too.
Okay.
Well, yeah, let's
All
bring
right,
in our
so
models.
we're gonna start bringing in our models. I'm gonna step here.
So there's a big theme here, I think. And why did you guys? Well, I'll let the model come in, and then we can talk about the theme.
Mhm.
But
We're doing all 3 of them, right? 3.
well, I guess we'll talk.
I don't
about
know. We're gonna find out.
So, Black Panther movie.
Mhm.
Is there a specific reason you picked that theme, or is it just?
What we try to do for all the conventions is to do something that is gonna wow the people, of course, and that is current, that people have
Yeah.
seen.
Come
that
here,
is like,
T'Challa.
and that's pretty new, It
Yeah.
just came out not too long ago,
Yeah.
so it was the perfect thing
And
to do.
here we go. Looks fantastic.
So
Let's talk a
here
little
we
bit about it.
have King T'Challa, His Royal Highness. Do you want to do Wakanda Forever for us? So like I'm just gonna go through. Can you tell me about like the different paints and the
Do you want a
details
class?
here? I mean, yes. What are we talking about now? I'm confused. So talk to me about the different. You got like a lot of different colors and paints here. how do you decide like what colors and stuff you're going to go into?
Well, that is really interesting to do because, even though a lot of people is like, oh, that's so easy, you just get the picture and you do it. Not really, because, again, you have to see the mediums and all that stuff. Now, something very complex in here is that I'm not doing it alone, myself. It's a lot of stuff that they do. So I need to make sure that they understand what they're doing and that they're going to get it done, not right, but perfect. So what I do is I draw some charts for them, and I write down for them what step will be first. For example, what we did for this guy was to paint everything in light gray, like the one that you can see barely underneath.
Yeah.
He was fully painted in gray, and then with black, we shadow the muscles to get it all popped out. Then we
Feel free to flex.
Yeah, you can move.
Yeah, there it is. So
we were tracing some of the lines over here. So all the tracing is pretty flat. And then they filled up this stuff with silver. So I have to do flat sketches for them so they know where it's placed, where it's supposed to be finishing. Because, again, it seems really simple, but when you're working on all-around person, it's like, oh, this line is so cool, but then where do I end it up?
Now,
where is this going?
The thing that really catches my eye here is there's almost like
the sparkles?
The scales almost right here on his suit. You don't have to reveal your trade secrets, but how long did it take you guys to paint King T'Challa with this level of detail?
About 4 hours.
Okay. T'Challa, can we have you do a spin? This is
I wish people could see this too, because I'm sure on camera it might almost look like a costume, but in person you can see like little hairs here and there, and that's a painted person. But it just looks
and you
so
can
much
see him
like
breathe,
a costume.
and it's great. This looks absolutely incredible. And we're going to bring on, I guess, the next one. All right. Thank you, King T'Challa. Feel free to stand back here. We'll get the whole group together at one point. Oh, it's Shuri. I love Shuri. She's my favorite character.
Yes, she's so pretty.
So here we have Shuri. Now, the first thing, we didn't talk about this with T'Challa, but his mask is not painted on.
No.
So you guys do use some props outside of the body paint.
Yes.
Can we talk about those? Can we show your beautiful gauntlets?
Because there's some three-dimensional things that you can't paint in the air. So that's why we have a mask right there. That's why we have these guys over here. That's why we have the dress over there, because that's something that is part of the character, but we can't just we get in the body what we can get in the body.
Yeah. Now, can we have you do a spin? Would that be okay? So again, all around detail, and then you get those beautiful scales, lots of colors. Even I don't know if the camera can see this, but this purple is almost like 3 different purples and colors and stuff like that. Was it similar process to T'Challa? Did you start with one base and then build off of that?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like what you do with body paint at all times, because you need to have your base and then start building it up. The thing is that you have to base in the right place with the right color and the same amount. It has to be even everywhere. That's something that is very important here, the balance. And again, it can seem very easy to do, but to keep the same amount of everything in both sides is hard, Yeah. So that's the thing too.
Now you talked about painting it in 2D, but this purple, you look at it and it's almost got this 3D glow to it, and this is just paint. Yeah. Right.
The thing is that it's like drawing, It's like these amazing draws or paints that you're like, man, that's a freaking person right there. Or you see that, shading so perfect. It's the same thing. That's what I tell to my students. The only difference is this is a body. So it's the same as doing it on a piece of paper or in a canvas. It's just that it's breathing.
Perfect. And how long did Shuri take?
Same thing, like 4 hours.
4 hours. Perfect. Shuri, can I have you step back here with your brother? Perfect.
Literally.
And then we are bringing back. This is my favorite one, and I'm gonna make her talk.
Yeah, she's getting very into character today. I love it.
Madam, could you please introduce yourself?
I am Okoye.
Okoye, and what do you do?
I fight. I fight for the king.
Perfect. So we're gonna talk about, again. You got 3D props in here. Obviously, her belt piece is not painted on, but again, beautiful gold, beautiful detail.
So sad they can't see the pants.
Oh well, no, I don't know how we could lift her up.
Maybe they can
No, she's ready to kill somebody. I'm not going to ask her to do anything. Uncomfortable. I saw the movie. I know when men should know their place. May I have you do a turn for me, please? So can we talk about you guys painted all of her head, her neck, down to her back. This looks great. And again, it's a mix between 3D and 2D. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about when you were designing this, like how did you decide like colors and where you were going to place things and things like that?
So that is very complex too, because you get a picture of the real thing, and we have to see the colors that we actually have, that the people fabricate, kind of match it to what we're going to use, how many bases you're going to use, you're going to mix it with what. So that's kind of like the thing. And this is one of the most complex ones to do the breakdown, because she has a lot of details, as you can see, like little things and lines, and then lines that cross over.
There's shading on the belts here. Exactly. And again, I don't know what the camera can see, but there's like shading on the belt. This is, again, like 3 or 4 different colors of brown. I'm seeing a little bit of like goldish green in here to kind of give that like worn texture.
If you're at Long Beach Comic Con, tomorrow, you definitely check these models out in person, because the actual level of detail is fantastic. I mean, I'm sure it looks good on camera, but when you're actually right here in person, you can just see like the different textures, the different colors.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work and a lot of, and the thing is with this character, everything is different. The front is different from the back, from the arm, from the legs.
Can I have you spin one more time, just to the front? Yeah, I beautiful job. And you guys painted this belt piece and like did all these props and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's not just a person that you're painting with this theatrical body paint. You're painting a character.
Yeah, exactly. You have to make people, believe that is them. And it's so cool when you see the kids excited, like, oh my God, look at that. So it's, it's really cool.
So I love her. So what was it like being painted?
It's really an exciting experience. It's one that's different from others. Like you do makeup not you per se, but we do.
No, it takes work to look this good.
We do makeup a lot, but the makeup that goes on your body, it's much more different. It's much more complex. It's actually like our bodies become a canvas. And to see that transformation at the very end, it's really worth all the time that it took to get there.
Now, is this your first time doing body paint?
No, this is my second time doing a convention, but I've done body paint modeling for EI School of Makeup several times before.
So now, when you first did it, and it was a couple hours of standing there, and so did you? Was it a lot? Would you say it's something anybody could do, or is it kind of a process?
I wouldn't say it's something that anybody could do. I think people think that they could do that, but once you're actually standing there, you're like, well, this is actually more work than just standing here. It's mostly like a mind over matter type of thing. You have to tell yourself, you're going to get through this. It's really just in the now, Okay.
When you say it like that, it's like, oh, you're going to get through this. Yeah, so we're going to get through this, guys. I could never do it because I don't have the patience. I'm too fidgety. I gotta like move. I gotta like eat. I've got to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. I'm like a hamster. So I think it's impressive. And I was telling her earlier when I was watching you guys, like all of you, I'm so proud of you. Like I just met you today, but I'm so proud of you. Like standing there, and I told them when I was in ROTC, I locked my knees and I passed out. And you guys are standing there straight, perfect, getting painted, moving as you need, and just beautiful job, guys. Thank you so much. Would you mind joining the royal family for me?
The royal family.
All right, guys. So that is going to be our EI makeup school. Mm-hmm. And I want to thank you so much for coming and talking with us. And you guys are going to be doing the Hulk. Are you guys going to be doing that Hulk? Can we?
Yeah, that Hulk.
So there. If you guys, this is a quick teaser for tomorrow. If you guys are going to be at Long Beach Comic Con, come by tomorrow. Here at the Social Square, you can see these guys getting made up all day, and then you can see the final product, which for me was beautiful because I watched these guys go from like barely any paint to like it's amazing. I can't. I'm blown
actual
away.
Living works of art.
Yeah, and
so
I think it's so cool. So definitely come by tomorrow. If you're not, be sure to check out NerdBot because I'm sure you're going to see these guys on our website and on our Facebook. And, that's going to be it for us. Can we get a Wakanda Forever?